Guys, and welcome to Janet being Janet. Okay, so I got a couple of new followers and I want to say hey, but on top of that, I got people that are new to Amberlynn. Somewhat new, let's just say that. And they are unfamiliar with Twinkie Gate. Alright, and if you know Twinkie Gate, you never know what I'm going to say, so you might as well just go ahead and not click off, okay? That's the way it works over here. What we're going to do is we're just going to jump right into this and press play.
Hey guys, so welcome to Vlogmas Day 9. I'm pretty sure that's the number we are on. So today has been kind of a hard morning at the beginning because I noticed Twinkie was acting different last night, and it was just like little tiny things. Like usually when I come home, she'll like jump on me. She likes to jump on the couch.
She's a rambunctious little thing is what she is, and don't worry, I'll explain it at the very end.
And jump onto our bed and stuff like that. And I realized she wasn't doing those things. And what got me really worried is, you guys know how my bed is on the floor. Twinkie wouldn't even jump on that. She went up it like super slow. And then once she got on the bed, she couldn't really walk. And I literally sat there bawling my eyes out because she was in so much pain that she was shaking.
Yeah, as a pet owner, you never want to see your pet hurting. You never want to hear it whine or anything like that because you love them.
So we don't really have like any 24-hour vet places, which is kind of dumb in my opinion, because you never know what's going to happen at freaking 3 a.m. So tomorrow, since it's Monday, I need to call a vet, and it's like an emergency because Twinkie's in horrible pain. I don't know if it's like her joints. I don't know if she, like, while we weren't home, she like jumped off the couch wrong, or like anything could be happening. And I am like terrified because like seeing her in pain, I've cried too much about it.
Amberlynn's all in her feelers, and she's actually having some kind of sympathy for Twinkie, so we got to give her that, right?
But I'm just like really worried, and I hope there's something that the vet could say to make me feel better. Like, oh, this, you know, is normal, or, oh, this is going to pass, you know. So I'm just like really worried about that. You guys probably are like, oh my God, why aren't you wearing makeup? Because like I've been crying and I don't want to wear makeup and I need my face to breathe.
Amberlynn, I say it once, I'll say it twice, I'll say it a million times. I don't care what you look like. I don't care if you wear it or not. That's up to you.
Just a lot. So, and Dana and Destiny are still here. Hello.
Hello.
So,
hey, your feelings are supposed to be hard right now. You're supposed to be hurt and you're supposed to be afraid. You're not supposed to be laughing.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what we're going to be doing today. I'm not really sure how Vlogmas is going to go today, but I will try my hardest. So we're at Walmart because I had to get medicine. Becky's always behind me.
Becca's always behind her because she's in her scooter and that basket's only so big. So Beck's got to be right there with the cart just in case she wants to buy a lot more junk.
By pure coincidence, and I found some Christmas pillows. Look how cute. Living. And I was thinking about getting another set, but I might just get a matching one to that because aesthetic. Ooh, let me smell it. What's that one called?
Red plaid mittens.
Now see, even back then when she was living with Ricky and Eric, she still cared about her aesthetics.
It's bergamot, cedar, and golden amber.
Ooh, that smells good. That one smells good too. It smells clean.
Clean. That's insane with candles.
She likes clean.
Yeah,
Oh my God, look at this one, you guys. Ooh, definitely father.
Oh yeah, smell that.
Can you? Oh wow, yeah, that's clean. You guys. Oh my God, I think I'm gonna get this one too.
She lived with 2 other people and Beck, and then she would buy whatever she wanted to buy, and she'd make it look like whatever she wanted it to look like. And she was selfish that way.
But what is this? I don't understand what.
No, it's not. This is normal. Like, that's the one.
I don't know. I'm just gonna get it. And I'm also gonna get Twinkie some treats, some joint pain treats or whatever that helps with her joints. I don't even know. Oh, there they are. So I decided not to get the pillows, but this is what I'm talking about. It's hip and joint peanut butter flavor. It helps with the hips and joints, I guess.
Because right now, what Twinkie needs more than anything is treats, right?
It helps support them. I don't know. Oh, what is that?
It says it's liquid and it's pot roast flavor. It says easier than pills or chews, helps relieve occasional stiffness, guaranteed in 2 weeks, save money at the vet.
Becky. But I feel like
Did you put it in their water?
Yeah, you put it on their food.
See, the thing is, I don't know if it's her joints. I don't know if it's her hips. I'm trying to like slowly massage them and see like.
And then wait until you go to the vet.
Yeah. I'm worried though. Like I can't. I felt so bad leaving her.
You felt bad leaving her at home, but heck, you don't even know if she's alone. What if Ricky and Eric are gone?
You guys look unamused at life.
Ooh, this might have been when Beck was going through renal failure. I think it is, just by how slow they're moving. And they were also having to deal with adjustment and medications too, so that was part of it.
Yeah. Our new little restaurant, Chili's. How'd you like the chips and salsa? Yeah, we ate them. Ate them real good. I got Cajun shrimp pasta. Woo! What? Eat it. Oh, okay. Here's a cheese curd.
Well, of course, if Destiny is the one saying eat it, giving a demand, Amberlynn's gonna take it.
Yum.
The cheese curd sauce on it.
So when we went to Walmart earlier, I did get 2 things besides Twinkies treats. I don't want to say the word because then she'll be like, oh, and I want to give it to her later. But I don't know if you guys remember, but I have this really cute Disney princess like mug, but I use it as a bowl for like chili or whatever.
Amberlynn, we started off with Twinkie and what was going on with Twinkie, so you need to continue with what's going on with Twonk.
If you guys ever go into Walmart, look in the like gift aisle. It's kind of near like the party stuff and like the birthday cards and the stuff like that. Like, it's hard to explain. But I got Cheshire. Oh my god. Ooh, I'm so bad at pronouncing that. But from Alice in Wonderland, which I thought was super cute. And then I got Minnie Mouse, which I love her. She's so like aesthetic. Love.
It always has to be about her. No matter what the situation started with, it's still about Amberlynn.
So I actually use these like more than I even use regular bowls. Like I'll. Okay, thanks, ma'am.
It would have been quicker, but Jane had to show me everything in it too.
Say bye.
Bye.
Have a safe ride home. Okay, so yeah, I use these for like soups, chilies, pretty much anything, honestly.
She likes it because it's got a handle and it's easier for her to carry when she waddles.
You can drink out of them. So these are like my go-to, perfect size, and I love them. This is actually the newest addition to our Christmas decor. Remember these tree fillers? We didn't need them, so...
Yeah, they came from whenever you lived with Destiny and you had them on your own tree. We remember.
Ricky put them up there. I think it looks really cute. Especially in person. This one, we need to fix though. It looks like it's falling. So I have been seeing a lot of comments talking about like, why am I on antibiotics still? It's not good for her to be on antibiotics and how I'm going to build an immunity to it. So on top of that, I have been talking to a subscriber who for some reason made me feel comfortable enough to like open up to her about like...
See, there's always people in her DMs. Usually she's looking for a woman though.
What's been going on, and she thinks that I should tell my audience because people are kind of freaking out.
It's because you would tell us things and then we wouldn't even know what was going on. You'd be like, I went to the ER, but I'll tell you later. Went to the doctor, but I'll tell you later. I got some bad news, but I'll tell you later. And then you would string us along and have our emotions all out there willy-nilly.
Which I understand, you know, it's not as bad as what it was, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of just going to explain the best that I can, the whole situation and everything that kind of happened. So I was out in the living room and I was just hanging out with Eric, Ricky, and Becky. At that point in time, I actually sat on a mattress in the floor. We would bring it out there whenever we were out there, like, hanging out.
No, there was no we. Beck would go to the guest room, and they would get the mattress out of there, put it on the floor, because you couldn't have yourself up there on the couch. Because I think you had other reasons besides just your legs.
I don't have to do that anymore because my legs don't bother me like they used to, which I'm very grateful for. And I remember Ricky saying something like, oh my God, it's so cold out here. And I was like, no, it's not. I was like, it's kind of hot, to be honest. So I remember that point pivotally because it has a lot to kind of do with, like, the next part.
And we lollygag around and we don't get to the point because that would be way too easy and too short of a video.
So it was probably an hour later and I started getting really cold. And our hardwood floors get cold and my legs were on the hardwood floors because I was sitting on the end of the mattress. So that's why I blamed it on. And I was like, Becky, can you get me a blanket? So she got me a blanket and it wasn't working. So long story short, I was not only shivering on the outside, but I was shivering on the inside. I'm sure a lot of you kind of know what I'm talking about. And that's usually when you're like, oh my God.
I don't know what that flash across the screen was. That's not me. That was her. And it was her upload. And she never edited back then. So it doesn't surprise me.
A fever is starting. So I came into the bedroom and I put 3 super thick blankets on top of me and I was still super cold and I was continuously checking my temperature. First thing I thought was, okay, I have the flu. This is exactly what's going on. I did a lot of research online and it said very, very, very matter-of-factly that if your temperature goes above 102.7, a good idea is to go to the ER.
So you had something wrong with you and the first thing you did was went to the ER. And you made sure you got taken care of, right? And you got medicine? Okay, Miss Amberlynn.
But I was like, no, because I feel like 102.7 is like pretty common when it comes to a fever. So I was like, I'm not going to do that. It's probably just a flu that I'll let pass. So as time went on, it kept creeping up. Eventually it got to 103.1. When you're as big as me, you need to be very, very careful with fevers or just like any sort of sickness at all.
People don't have to be as big as you. It's people all together. They don't want sickness. They don't want fever. They don't want none of that. So quit acting like you're special.
Because you never know what could end your life. And I know that sounds so dramatic, but when I did go to the ER, because I did end up going, as you guys know, when I did go to the ER, the guy said, I'm very glad that you came here because that's like a super high fever. So they took my pee. I did blood testing, swabbed my nose, did all those things. And we were just like waiting. Turns out, which keep watching because the story goes on a little bit longer. He came back and he said there was a lot of bacteria in my blood.
And this was right before full-time bedtime, Amberlynn, so we know the sanitary situation's there.
There was a lot of bacteria in my pee. But what scared me the most is he said there was a lot of white cells. Like my white cell count was super high. So that freaked me out. No one wants to hear that. So he said, you have a horrible, he made it seem kind of scary. But he said, I have a horrible bladder infection. So he prescribed me antibiotics. And I thought, okay, well, I guess that's it. So as you guys know, I went home, but then I woke up and went back to the ER.
This is what I mean about ER hopping and constantly going to the ER and not going to her PCP. Because she could afford the ER, she went.
So what happened was, let's do another little flashback here. It was probably utmost to 2 months now. Dana and Destiny were sleeping over and the mattress was in the living room because I was out there and I had to sit on it while we were hanging out. I know it's pathetic. And we were all about to go to bed. And we were all up and cleaning. And I walked past the mattress and I don't know how, but my baby toenail.
I didn't realize this was the same video as this. I've just watched way too much Amberlynn that I don't know which one's which.
Like I said, I don't want to share any of this, but I feel like I kind of have to. I'm tired of people worrying. So my baby toenail hooked on to the mattress and bent backwards, if you will.
And she gets a little graphic here, so if you don't like it, if you don't like listening to the the word BLOD, then don't listen. For a little bit, just a tiny.
I started freaking out. I was like gushing blood. I was so scared. Becky almost passed out at one point because one, she doesn't do toes. How it looked was disgusting. Blood everywhere. My actual pinky toe was like crooked. It was honestly super scary. But thankfully, Destiny was like, I'll fix that for you.
Her knight in shining armor, of course. Why wouldn't Destiny do that? Rent was probably due.
So it was like a whole thing, okay? She did the best she could. I was like crying and freaking out because it hurt. So my whole toenail came off. Hi, nice to meet you. And I did everything I could to keep it clean. Band-Aid, Like I did everything. I did a lot of research. Like this is like a very common thing because it happened when I was younger, but on my other foot, and it was a completely different toe, but the nail grew back so wonky. So I was taking care of it. I was like, okay, everything's fine. The thing is,
takes you a while to get to the point, so we're on pins and needles the entire time because we don't know what you're going to say.
No matter how much you clean something, you could still get bacteria in it. It can cause infections, like no matter what. Even though I did everything I could, something bad could still happen.
Defensive Amberlynn has entered the chat.
So, flash forward about a month after that, which was where I'm getting to next. So, I went to the ER, had a horrible bladder infection. Okay, simple enough. I woke up the next day and my whole bottom of my leg was super red, like hot. And I knew exactly what it was. I knew exactly what it was right off the bat. Cellulitis.
And this is something she would get quite often, and she still does today. That tells you something.
And I put everything, 2 and 2 together, because I've had cellulitis before. I've had it twice. I was in high school both times. I put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, I have to go back. Because the shivering, the fever, it wasn't because of my bladder infection. That was a coincidence. It was because I had cellulitis and it was growing.
And this was another reason for her to go to the ER. Another time she got to go to the ER. And when she's sick, she gets taken care of. What about Twonk?
And I didn't realize that at the time until the next morning when I woke up. So that scared me because last time I had cellulitis, like I said, was in high school, and I had to get hospitalized for that.
Sorry, guys. Twonk and Twinkie, same thing. My bad.
I'm bigger now. I'm older now. I'm more unhealthy now. So I couldn't mess around with that. So I ended up going back to the ER, and I showed them, and they said, yeah, you do have cellulitis. So it turns out that when my toenail got yanked off, somehow, I don't know how, because like I said, I took care of it, and Becky eventually started helping me more.
Beck had to start helping more. More. Not helping me with it, it's more. Always listen to her keywords. She tells on herself.
I got a bacteria in it. And the thing is, cellulitis does not only affect obese people. I know a lot of people think that, which means that you don't have the knowledge of people with cellulitis, like you don't know a lot about it.
That's right, Amberlynn. You go ahead and be Dr. Lynn, and you be our Google this time.
Yes, a lot of morbidly obese people do get cellulitis, but so do skinny people, like a lot of skinny people. And it is when bacteria goes into your skin. It is a skin infection that can go inside of your blood and become a blood infection. I wanted to get it before it reached my blood because that's when it can become life-threatening. Long story short.
Well, at least you didn't end up in the hospital because you're here talking to us, so it couldn't be that bad.
The ER told me to continue taking the antibiotics because it not only will help with my cellulitis, but it will also help with my bladder infection. So I was like, oh, cool. I'm taking antibiotics for 2 things. We can kill 2 things at once. And it turns out the antibiotics did help with my cellulitis. But I could tell that my bladder infection was not going away. And so that's why I scheduled the doctor appointment. And they made me do another pee test, and I still have the bladder infection, and it's really, really bad.
You got to keep yourself clean so that you don't have those and you won't be in this situation. But Miss Amberlynn couldn't do it back then.
And I'm not sure what's causing it because TMI, I take care of Yandi. Oh my God, like I said, I don't want to talk about this because people will use these things against me and it's very TMI.
Oh, and all these years later, we know about the washcloth in the cabinet. That was really taking care of yourself, Amberlynn.
And I just know that a lot of girls suffer from it. A lot of people that I know, like I'm not saying like Becky or whatever, but I'm just saying like girls suffer with that. Like I know guys get it too, but it's like super common.
Yeah, and you got to make sure that you point out everybody gets it and it can't just be Amberlynn that's being nasty.
But mine isn't going away and it's like freaking me out. So my doctor put me on a stronger antibiotic that I've never taken before. So do I like being on antibiotics? No. Does it freak me out? Yes. But I'm hoping that this will be the final straw. Like this is the second time I've had one. I don't know what's causing it. Like there's so many different reasons. But yeah, that's what it is.
You were not a clean and sanitary person, Amberlynn. That's what caused it because you couldn't take care of yourself and you wouldn't take care of yourself.
I was terrified about the cellulitis, the bladder infection. Like it wasn't really that big of a deal to me, even though that's also scary because it can travel to your kidneys. Like it is a whole thing, but I was more so like mad at myself because I felt like I didn't take care of my toe well enough because that's where the bacteria like got into and that's how I got cellulitis and that's usually just how it works.
She one time went into her area, her office, her recording thing, whatever you want to call it, the den. She went in there and everybody was like, you can't touch your toes. Amberlynn then looked at Beck and said, you think I can touch my toes? And Beck said, no. I think Beck said, yeah. Amberlynn bent right straight over and then touched her toes. So that's what's kind of weird. She can bend down. She just can't bend back.
Because it can go like inside of the smallest, like if you had a paper cut, like you can get cellulitis from that. Even if you're 100 pounds, it doesn't even matter. And I was ashamed because I knew exactly what people would say. And I know it's going to be down in the comments. I know exactly what the comments are going to say. But I just feel like I should be open with you guys. And that's what I'm going through. And we can all just hope the antibiotics help.
And if they don't help, you're going to run right back to the ER because you don't want to wait on a doctor's appointment because you jump really fast.
With my bladder infection and that it doesn't travel to my kidneys because we don't need that right now. Like we really don't. That's just it right there. So just keep me in your thoughts, please. I figured we can do comment of the day now and then end my vlog, but I just figured you guys should know.
Okay, comment of the day, just in case, y'all just hush for a second. I understand I'm explaining a lot. But what she would do is she would take a random picker. She would put in her video from the previous video in there and it'd pull up all these comments and it would randomly pick comments. The problem with that was it also picked replies. So sometimes you didn't even know what they were talking about, what they were saying because you didn't get the full list of what was being said. You just got one sentence. Sometimes 3, 4, just depends.
So it is time for comment of the day, but I did not do comment of the day yesterday. So I'm going to do a few comments from that video that I was supposed to and then we'll get back into schedule and do the video from yesterday. Hopefully that made sense. So these comments will be from Let's Decorate for Christmas, Vlogmas Day 7. Oh, where did you buy it? I love it. The colors. If you're talking about my sweatshirt, I actually got it from Torrid.
You see what I was saying? You get the replies and you have no idea what it's talking about.
Am I the only one who didn't think her comments were that bad? She was talking like anyone else would. She was getting frustrated like anyone else would after reading those comments. People literally pick apart everything she does because they don't like her. Y'all are weird sometimes. It's true. What I said about Michael definitely like isn't justified. What I think is frustrating to me is that the same people who are upset with what I said do far more worse and aren't upset with themselves.
She is talking about Michael B. Petty. He was a reaction channel and he no longer uploads, but he was one of the most popular ones there are.
That's what's strange to me. I can at least admit when I'm wrong, apologize, and try to change that behavior.
Believe it or not, she would back then. You can't get her to admit her wrongs for nothing. She don't take accountability anyways now.
It's a swollen situation type deal thing. Pretty much my face on a daily basis.
Remind you of something? Here recently, that's what she talked about was her face swells. She gets too much sodium, her face swells. Everything, no matter what she eats, no matter what she does, it's always her face, her head. Yeah, it's never her body.
Okay, so these comments are going to be from the video that I uploaded yesterday, Words of Wisdom with Dana. This comment is from Robin Prescott. This is my girlfriend who isn't impressed with me anymore. This is my ex-girlfriend and her girlfriend, and we live with two guys who are in a relationship together. This is like the most confusing season ever.
No, not really confusing. It was one of the best errors you had because we actually had characters that we could laugh at and have fun with.
Oh boy. So many people have issues that me and my ex are friends. I find that to be the most weirdest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Like, point blank period. Oof, you have some really unhealthy and damaged hair. Before adding color, you should really consider getting a professional cut and then get your hair healthy before dyeing it, period.
And in case you don't know, Amberlynn didn't go to anybody to cut her hair. She would cut her own hair, and she'd cut it just a little bit at a time. So it might be an inch, it might be 2. It just depends on what she felt, but she never would cut all the dead ends off.
So, yes, my ends have a lot of split ends, especially because it was bleached and I haven't trimmed it in so long. I will be getting it professionally cut and professionally colored. Eric is always going in on her. He's so shady without even trying to be, and it's hilarious.
And that's exactly what I was saying. This was one of the best errors they had because we had sidekicks. We had side characters that were actually, up and moving and doing things. Even when Amberlynn was sitting on her butt, Eric and them were still up. So we would watch Eric's vlogs. That was the other roommate. He no longer has his vlogs up. He completely did away with his.
If you think so, you should hear the things that I say to him off of camera. Me and him are we just have that personality, and it's actually really funny, and it keeps us on our toes, and it's not like a stagnant, boring friendship.
Eric would post you at the inoperative times. It's pretty funny. We got to see you backstage. We got to see how you are sometimes, especially whenever he would sneak up on you and you didn't know he was there. That was when we saw the real Amberlynn.
I think it's really funny when he does stuff like that, and vice versa. We literally do not take it personal at all.
I tell people not to take my channel personally. They don't need to take it serious. They don't need to take it anything like that because all I'm on here is to entertain you and have myself a little bit of fun, and I do.
Oh, Dana and Destiny called and wanted to hang out and spend the night. They must be behind on rent.
Yep. Exactly what I said. To the point.
Oh my gosh. I saw so many people talk about how they're using me for money and they only want to come around for money. Funny thing is, they paid for everything themselves, and not only that, but they paid for me and Becky one of the nights that we went out for dinner. So it shows that you guys literally have no idea what you're talking about. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Bye, Amberlynn. Okay, let's talk about Twinkie Gate. So Amberlynn ended up leaving Twinkie at home. And she went to Walmart, as you saw. Then they went to Chili's. Here's the thing. Amberlynn said there was no 24-hour vets available. Michael B. Petty looked, as soon as he heard that from Amberlynn, went on Google, looked it up, and there was an emergency vet 24 hours right down the road from Chili's. So, if she would have actually Googled it and looked it up, then she would have seen there was an emergency vet. What came out of it is Twinkie just miraculously got cured all by herself. There was nothing really wrong. So Amberlynn said she didn't need to worry in the first place. But that right there is Twinkie Gate. So I hope you have a good day, night, weekend, holiday, year, whenever you might be watching this, and remember to smile today or make somebody else smile, because it really can make a difference. Yeah. So what do you think? You like me finding these old ones and bringing them to you? Because you know what? I forget them. I really do. Sometimes I just listen to the first part of it and I'm like, I remember something about that, and we go. And that's how we do it around here. So I want y'all to make sure y'all just have a good one for me. That's all you gotta do. Smile.